Good morning, viewers. Microphone is now live. Welcome to Zardia on Twitch. It's good to see you, Time. Hope you've been doing well. I'm dealing with the frustrations of this creation at the moment. So yeah, we back at the factory here. This is the art of patience now as we're letting this microbase do its thing. Well, just remember that things are all happening. No regrets. You're doing what you need to do, and no one can tell you otherwise. Ego's always trying to trick me that I should have done this differently or that differently, and then I have to remind the ego who's in control here. Oh, I know you can, Time. I know. There's a lot of us who are experiencing the same thing right now in different ways. In my honest and humble opinion, what is most important, what should be prioritized, really is how we react to these things. Because the frustrations are guaranteed to happen no matter what we do. Therefore, it's best just to kind of focus on the present moment and find the best way to react to these things as possible. Which is not always easy, as anyone who's living in this life knows. There's all these feelers that come in, and there's all these notions and thoughts about what is empathy, and what is philosophy, and what is good and evil. A lot of people ain't going to be able to handle where this place is going. We see it happening already. It's happening, and it doesn't matter what nation, every nation. These things are happening in. Everyone is experiencing them, whether you're a Kabbalist or a human being or whatever you are, an animal. Patience isn't easy, especially as you continue to grow in knowledge. The more you grow in knowledge, the easier it is to become impatient with things, because everything feels like it's so far behind. Exactly, the quickening. The hunt. The only time for true rest is at the end. Until then, the hunt continues. Let the hunt begin. It's true. It's not in the nature, but perhaps that is the lesson in of itself, right? Good old ads. I try to keep ads on this channel to a minimum, the absolute minimum that is required for affiliate. See, that's the lesson. It doesn't feel like it's natural. It doesn't feel like it's in our nature. I guess that's why we're here, right? We're here to learn what cannot be learned anywhere else. Oh, is that the minimum? Okay, well, we might be over that, but it wasn't of my own will. It must have been some auto settings. What's up, Dread? Good morning. See? There you go, Dread. You're affirming the exact same thing I'm talking about here. Dread's dealing with frustrations. I'm certain that it was unwarranted bullshit. It is trying to get to all of us. See, it's trying to hit all of us right now. Got to be aware of it. I find what works best for me is I've consolidated a lot of my anger to a singular place that I call the Hour of Wrath, in which every injustice that's ever been performed against me is answered for by every entity, individual that performed that injustice against me. Because oftentimes when you get angry here, you have to face consequences for that anger. But at the Hour of Wrath, I'm the supreme being there. I cannot be questioned there, so I find that's a good place to put a lot of my anger. And really, I'm robbing myself of that anger and that glory in that moment when I am expressing anger here. So I try to remind myself of that. Not perfect. I still get pissed off. I still get angry here. I mean, but I do strive to remind myself of why, of how. And that I've already dealt with it ultimately. So why am I upset? Nobody can say we don't got variety on this channel, folks. We got factorial and we got emotional counseling here. This is a variety stream. But yeah, I hope you chew them out good, Dread. Because they're all vultures. Everyone in that field is a vulture. Okay, after this weapon shooting speed, let's take a look at our research tree. I've got mining prod dialed up next. I guess we should probably do that. We got lots of research here to get through. I need to start thinking priorities here. I guess explosives aren't that big of a priority because defenses are holding. Railway, not really a priority right now. Although I could benefit from the cargo wagon. Could start using curse wagon strats. Low density. We ain't got nearly enough copper or steel for that yet. Substation, yeah, we should probably get to substation. That's a want. Bulk conserver, yep. Bulk conserver is a definite want. Oh, we can get 5 too? Yeah, we want that. That's going to be next. It's going to be slow. That's what this challenge is about. It's about slow and being patient. Doing crazy things with the shipwreck that no one else is doing. Oh, we can do that time. It's just a matter of being patient for that time. Eventually everyone's going to realize that there really is no limit to what we can do here. And they're going to realize that there is something else here that is trying to keep us limited. But they really do, because you're really mitigating a lot of the risk from the biters. Through several means. Through pollution, through expansion, through radius. Would you consider this a microbase, dude? I think we're like right on the border here. This is probably about as large of a microbase as I would consider a microbase. Oh man, OpenGL and GeForce. That reminds me of the Quake 2 days. It is pretty close to full micro, okay. So it's not just me. This is tight. I mean, we've got switching recipes for sciences. That's tight. I mean, it's just such a good medium. You can render some really good looking textures and stuff with OpenGL. There was kind of that jump there in the graphical technology, and it was just such a big jump that even today it's evident. It was like being a Nintendo fan and going from SNES to Nintendo 64. Whereas the Sony fans kind of had that medium stage there, and Sega fans with the Sega Saturn and the Sony PlayStation. I kind of wish they were motivated to do more with the Super Nintendo platform. Because toward the end of the Super Nintendo's life, there was some really cool stuff they were doing with graphics. and the chips to Top Gear 3000 was a later SNES game, and there's a chip in it that's only in that game, and it basically allowed for the tracks to branch in the game, and it was still allowing for a real-time detection of all 20 drone cars on the track. I wasn't FX2, no. It was a different chip. There were several games that I had an FX2 chip, I thought. Top Gear 3000 is the only game with that chip. I think it was like a DS4 it was called. I think it was DS4. It's getting nerdy in here now, see? The variety stream, folks. We got nerd discussion here too. I can talk about anything, really. I am so old, and I have experienced and know so much. Floating point error is coming. It's on the Illuminati cards. When floating point error happens, there's going to be some type of huge global disruption to all technology. Yeah, it's Intel inside, right? What's inside the CPU? Most people are content at the CPU specs. Few will dig deeper and see what's going on in that CPU. People are still vastly unaware of the true level of technology in some of these chips. Like if you put some of these chips under a microscope, an electron microscope, you can zoom in for what seems like forever. There's just this humongous fractal. And you think about the scale of which the nanotech is operating in these little tiny hubs that are allowing for these miracle calculations to be taking place. And $900. And remember, anything that's on the public market right now it's obsoleted if you have any level of true integrity and intelligence. Whatever the military and the government has is decades, centuries ahead of what is on the civilian market. Musk claims that the singularity is already here, and yet we still have people paying for electricity. And we're still using combustion engines at SpaceX. Come on, Elon, really? You piece of shit. I guess Twitch is monitoring for, speech like this now. I heard Asmon Gold got banned because he said something that was honest. He was, speaking from his heart. But a lot of viewed it as hate speech, and when you're that big of a streamer, I know there's people just sitting in your chat waiting for you to slip up, so. Is that all it is, Dread? 25 watts? Well, what is that based on? Where do you get those numbers, Dread? I want to know. Because I know for a fact that at some point in the past, my brain had some type of upgrade or alteration or something, because I was forever changed. And I'm pretty sure I went well beyond 25W. Okay, so we're citing nutrition here, okay. We're citing like raw carbos into nucleotide, amino acid. Because I seem to remember things way back. People say, how do you remember that? I can remember being in the crib as a baby, literally. Before mom and dad died, I would tell them, hey, I remember being in the crib and that train that you had. They had a toy train that went on top of my crib. I remember that. How do you remember that, Matthew? I barely remember that. $25W. I'm gonna start using that, man. I'm gonna start posting that on X and shit on my socials. Talk about you humans are operating on 25W until you get an upgrade. Look what you're doing here. Yeah, it's a banhammer for sure. It's what happened to the days where you could have a debate about difficult topics or emotional topics and still remain civil human beings. I don't know what happened to those days. I guess nowadays it's not even human being do that anymore. They call you a robot. Damn jocks, man. A bunch of soda jerks. I have reservations about that man. Like I say, he's peddling combustion technology, like it's the most sophisticated and only form of space travel. That might work with the slaves, Elon, but come on, not everyone here's a slave. There are people and things that exist here that understand there's more than just this. And they all work feverishly, unendingly to conceal all of it and will go to any means necessary. It's the most ridiculous thing. Three things cannot be long hidden. The attempt to hide them is just folly. It's absolute ridiculous. During the hour of wrath, they're going to answer for it. And I'm looking forward to that. Now, he's trying to get everyone to Mars, right? Why is Elon trying to get everyone to Mars? What's on Mars? I mean, if video games have taught us nothing, people, what is on Mars? It's not something that's good. It's not something that's pleasant. It's not for the meek. What did mythology teach us? What is Mars? It's war. It's conflict. It's combat. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. If I was ever given the option of space travel, I would decline it. I would. I'm not going anywhere. Unless I truly felt that, you know, my discernment is telling me this might be a good idea to actually go. That it has. Solar winds have stripped away so much of this mantle, and they continue to. I'm pretty confident that the only vessel I would ever go into outer space with is something of my own design and construction. Same thing underwater. I'm not going underwater unless I know that this is of my design and construction. Yeah, there's been a lot of geomagnetic activity, solar flares. I know a lot of people are vulnerable to those, and they can cause a lot of disruptions for them, sleeplessness, lack of appetite, lots of different things that people would not even really acknowledge, having no awareness of it. I find that the moon seems to affect me more than anything else. The moon has imbued me with knowledge. The moon has shown me things that nothing or no one else has. I mean, the moon is a satellite, right? What does a satellite do? It transmits. It's transmitting more than just bioluminescence. Are you one of them, Tom? Are you a solar sensitive? No wonder you've been going through so much, huh? I will say that after some of the largest solar flares that have been recorded when I was alive, like 2 or 3 days later when they say the supposed CME hits the planet, I have seen like ghosts and auras and things. And I do note that that tends to happen around that time. And it's not unnatural. I mean, an aura is essentially an aurora. It's the same thing. So you actually are affected, like consciously. Wow. Fascinating. Right, I get you. I know. Only speak what you are comfortable speaking here, because this is a space of comfort. Hmm. See, people wouldn't think that when you think of a horn. People think of it as more of like an ornamental thing, or no, there's more going on there. Now reminded of Final Fantasy X. Kimari Strong Ronso. Such a good game. We'll have to get deep about this sometime. Time when you are perhaps available and willing to speak. Is that what's going on in there? You know, that's weird that you say that, because I've had Kelpies that tell me the same thing from like a long, long time ago. And that was a long time ago. I have not spoken with the Kelpies in a very long time. That's really cool, though. And I'm going back to those times. Those were simpler times. The equestrian vibe is definitely strong. Umasumi is proof of that. And I know a lot of people play Umasumi, and it's really a very popular game right now. Xanth is trying to get me to play it. Looks like our ore lines are still holding here, folks. This is true microbracing we're doing here. The only thing I could do different is like the ultimate microbase, which is like what, Dread? We got one chem plant, we got one assembler, we got one lab, we got one furnace, and then there's some type of crazy RS latch refinery that is putting all the fluids through one pipeline to the one assembler, the one chem plant. I mean, at that point, you're taking up so much space with combinators. Is it still a microbase? That is on my bucket list one day, to do the true microbase factory with just one of every machine. I mean, I hope that goes well for you. It's the interview really says a lot. You might have some blemishes on your resume, if you will, but if you're confident in the interview and you say this is what you want, oftentimes I find you'll get hired. As for criminal stuff, well, what is criminal to one jurisdiction is not to the other. So, good. I'm glad to see that. I figured you did, but because I care about you, Tom, I want to make sure. You're not talking to just another streamer here. You know that. I miss Hangry. Where are you, damn it? Why aren't you organizing a Mystic Quest for us, Hangry? You should be doing that. I see. Okay, well, the WoW I can understand. The golf is temporary. He's not going to be able to swing that club forever. Oh, you did. That's cool. If you speak with him, tell him I want a round of Mystic Quest. Me, him, and Will have been talking about getting together for some drinks or something forever. And every time I get serious about it, they get cold feet on me. It's because of the women, see? Where you at, Will? So he's going back to Vegas again soon. Can do it all again. Come up big this time, damn it. I miss the old days. Miss the old days, FFR, when everyone was cool. When the goal was to have fun. Oh yeah, that's cool. What do you want, Kitty? I hear you. You gonna tell chat? Tell him. Stick with Flygon. Ah, matters of the heart are rarely simple, are they? Oh, we got that Factorio beat coming up. It looks like science has been keeping up better now since I put speed modules in the iron furnaces. I didn't want to do it, but logistics science was not keeping up, so we had to do something. We weren't getting enough cogwheel. Again, it's a miracle any of this is getting anything right now. Let alone what, 2 SPM? That's a victory. How much electricity you want to hear? We topping out at what? Like 4 MW? Chem science at 4 MW steady? That's ridiculous. Nobody else is doing that. Time zone. Okay, we're talking about the globe time, right? In that instance, I would be in the Pacific time zone. Yeah, I know. To be honest, I'd rather be in the Atlantic. But this is where I'm at right now. There's work to be done in this time zone that only I can do. Man, those hurricanes, they just keep getting more intense. And I know for a fact that the Air Force is doing more than just monitoring these things. I foresee some pretty powerful hurricanes coming this season to the Atlantic. Pacific is kind of difficult to see. Lots going on in the Pacific right now, but in the Atlantic, I've seen and felt some big storms. Two states. Let's see if I can guess one of them. Um, if I were to guess one, I would say Wyoming. I might be way off. Okay, yeah, way off. But I do know for a fact that fiber is growing in Wyoming at an exceptional rate. Cold environment? I've thought about relocating to like Vermont or maybe New Hampshire, perhaps even Maine. I know things are different in Maine. Maine is a different state than a lot of the other states. I need a hint. I know geography, but I need a hint. Give me an obscure hint. Southeast? Okay. Hmm. Well, there's not too many to pick from in the Southeast, really, right? Tennessee? Okay. I have actually been to Tennessee. I went to Tennessee in 2015, Gregorian year. West Tennessee, okay. I went to Eastern Tennessee. I went to Johnson City. I went by bus from Washington State. It took 5 days to get there on bus. Oh my God. I saw things that no living being should see on that trip to and from Tennessee. Covington, okay. I guess it's not too expensive to live there in Tennessee yet either. Washington State is one of those expensive states to live in. I'm telling you, we are paying slaves' wages to exist in the state right now. It's insane. Gun turrets are firing up here. We got some biters over there. They don't like the smell. They're starting to smell what's going on over here, chat. What do we do about these biters? Okay, that's cool with me. Ah, okay. Have not looked there in a while. Haven't been looking. Just because I'm really not in any position currently to relocate. I'm hoping to change that in the future, but as we know, the winds of fate tend to blow at times unpredictably. And we all know the struggles we've had to go through on this channel with ISPs. Holy crap. 3 years of struggles and unanswered questions and the most ridiculous internet chats and phone correspondences you could ever dream of. My reviews are still on Google. Thousands of people have seen them. All the photos I took of every ridiculous chat online we had. It's just so asinine and bad. State next to Tennessee? Well, okay, there's not many of those. What do we got there? We got Virginia. We got South Carolina. We got North Carolina. We got Georgia. My mother was from Mississippi. What else is bordering Tennessee? Alabama's there. Arkansas borders Tennessee, I believe, yeah. Does Missouri border Tennessee? It's close. I don't. It might. It's close. Arkansas sucks. I never went through there. The bus ended up going the northern route. We went through St. Paul, Minneapolis, Chicago. Oh my God, Chicago. And then on the way back, we went same route, but a little more central. We went through Kansas, Wyoming, Denver. Oh my God, Denver. Anyone listening or seeing this chat, never go to the Denver bus depot. It is the ninth gate of hell. I shit you not. I got there at, I think it was 10 p.m. for a 9-hour layover. As soon as I got there, I went to the restroom and every latrine was covered in shit and flies. At 11 p.m., they locked the doors, and anyone who was outside, they would not let them back in, literally. They said you had to wait till morning to get back in. And all the creepos and weirdos showed up out there. And I was thanking my stars that I had the common sense to stay inside. I've never seen anything like I saw at that Denver bus depot. Holy crap. When the sun came up, those people who were outside, they came in looking like zombies. Like they had been infected by the undead, I shit you not. And I could not wait to get out of there. I tangled myself up in all my belongings, found a corner, and I did not move from that corner for the remainder of those 9 hours. Holy crap, I can't believe what I saw in there. Then we got to, what was it? I think it was like Helena or Billings in Montana. Just this tiny bus depot in the middle of nowhere in the sticks. And it was like the Hilton. It was like a luxury compared to what was in Denver, Colorado. Northern West Virginia? I used to know someone that wanted to move there too. That's who I went to visit in Tennessee in 2015. They would always talk about that part of West Virginia and say it's like just this best place. There must be something going on there. They were also a bit of a mystical type, if you know what I mean. But what's their time? Is there's some type of mystical something going on there? It's probably the caves, isn't it? I know there's a bunch of caves in Appalachia. Yankee White. Ooh, Oh, you know of them, huh? That's fascinating. Well, yeah, I get it. I've had a couple entanglements with them myself. A shady bunch. They want my technology. I mean, essentially, they lifted my files. They have it, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what can be done with it, really. And they're all about the weapons. The technology can be weaponized, but those Neanderthals will never figure out how. Wow, really? I know you're not like a big streamer or something, so. Those cowards can't hide everything forever. They think they can, but eventually everybody's going to know everything. They're not going to have any power anymore over everyone. I'm looking forward to that time. That's going to be a good time. That's one of the reasons why I came here. Was for that time. We are halfway through this research, speaking of time. Cooking at a whopping 2 SPM here, folks. I mean, this is hot. We're not running quality or anything here, but hey, 2 SPM. It's not quite Nephrem's or Milliam's status, but my father told me about the snow. He told me about the tunnels in Alaska. My father told me a lot of things of what was going on in the Air Force. And then a couple weeks after he started telling me about it, he mysteriously conducted aphasia and could no longer speak. And he died shortly thereafter at the VA during COVID alone. I told him that his nation would betray him, but I don't think he believed me until he was on his deathbed. A shame, Father. You deserve better than that. I'll see to it. He would talk about Thule and Greenland, and he would talk about Barrow. And he would talk about Mother Russia. If you do not fight for Mother Russia. Most places in America are now, to be quite honest. I go downtown and I gotta look over my shoulder where I go. It's getting worse here, too. We have a homelessness problem in this nation. Hello? Do our legislators care? No, they don't. I know firsthand as I was a constituent, and I lobbied for many years in our capital of Olympia. And I saw firsthand just how crooked it all is. Shy calls it the Wild Wild West. I like what Shy says about it. He says, you guys are living in the Wild Wild West out there. You guys be carrying guns around out there in public. That's America, Shy. And now they're disclosing the whole thing now. See, the media is The White House is telling the media to disclose the alien hybrid presence and the breeding programs. Twitch can't come down on me for that because that's already been disclosed. That's in the media. People are talking about this. Been happening for a lot longer than people realize. What do you think they were doing in Egypt? Why do you think they got these bird heads in Egypt and these bull heads on these figures? They're chimeras. They're doing the same things they are doing now. Or as I like to call it, the chimera geist. That's the most descriptive term I have for that. Political representatives are telling us that they walk among us. Like I didn't know, guys. Come on. As I said, all the other kin know who I am. And we all have a very profound level of respect for one another. We might not always agree on everything. There might even be times we become combative, but there's always a level of respect there. An honor for what is. Which is sadly largely absent among human beings anymore. There is a time and a place for all things, I feel. And right now it's this. We're looking at this base here. What else can I do with this base right now? I guess I could circuit the radar, right? And then we might be able to get some wireless stuff going. I could circuit the solid fuel to the accumulators and really try to stretch that. Although we don't really have to right now. So I could get uranium going. We have to do the search, but get some sulfuric acid barrels and then we could get some uranium mining going. But what do I do with it? At this point, we don't need nuclear fuel. We don't need uranium ammo. We don't need nuclear core or electricity. I could get advanced oil processing, but that's going to require an expansion, undoubtedly. Because there's no way we're going to fit 3 different fluid handlings in there. Well, if I use the outside where the solar panels are, maybe. We might be able to rig up all 3 different fluid types. It would be pretty crazy, but even then, we probably wouldn't be able to get the cracking. Not that we need it. We probably wouldn't need oil cracking. Because demand is so low right now for solar fuel. Go that route, get the flamethrower turrets set up. We don't need those yet. Looks like science has died here. What happened? It's always cogwheels. What's going on? We backed up on coal and steel. Okay. I haven't been able to devise a solution to this coal backup yet. Because I am reading from this machine, but it requires 20 coal. And when the grenades get full, it gets stuck. This is definitely a limitation of the shipwreck. How can we solve this? Dread, you got any ideas? I've tried multiple different numbers. None of them work. I know there's got to be a way to do this. I see now the coal's stacking up in here again. Because this is full. I guess I'll try 11. I think I tried 11 before though and it didn't work. We'll see if it works this time. The iron is moving. It's moving right along. Okay, back to brainstorming here. What can be done with this factory? You know, let's do the electricity thing. Why not? Okay, so I guess I should go burners. What's a good number here? 80? I think 80% is good, yeah. No time. No worries, time. Take your time. Okay, so now no new solid fuel will come out unless accumulators drop below 80%. It will only insert solid fuel as needed. Let's test that now. We're going to empty all this out. and see if it works. If it was regular inserters, it might not work because juice might not go. But if they're burners, it should work. Okay, yeah, steam is going down. Steam is almost out. Okay, steam is out. Now the accumulators come on. And then at 80%, there they go. This is a good test because we drained it just before nighttime. The accumulator's going to start dropping quick now. Will it hold? We might not hold. There's the alarm. Down to 20% almost. Oh, here comes solar. This is going to be really close. We're under 10%. Oh no, we didn't dip under 10%. We almost did. And it looks like we're back on the upslope now. Oh, no, not quite. That might take a minute. Accumulators are still barely holding. Okay, yeah, now looks like we're back in the game because solar panels are coming back online. It was close, but we made it. The next night should be much less closer because we didn't completely drain the solid fuel. Okay, this is good. This will save on solid fuel in the long run. Okay, how can we make this more efficient? Okay, now let's test this in the daytime. Should be holding fine. Okay, we've got this electricity situation on wraps, I think, now. The accumulators are definitely getting more use here, which is what I wanted. This is saving on some amount of solid fuel. Let's take a look at consumption here. Okay, yeah. We went from the steady consumption here. It bottomed out when we first started, and now we're getting this pattern. And that is definitely consuming some level of lesser solid fuel. So that was the goal. I love when a plan comes together. So it looks like it'll always cap out around 18. But instead of bottoming out at like 7, 8 here, now it bottoms out at 0 almost. Yeah, it does bottom out at 0. Or like 1. No, that's not 1, that's 6. Okay. Yeah, so somewhere in this region. This is what we needed. Even a small little bit of consuming less here will add up over time. Science is staying steady now, since I put those speed modules in the iron furnaces, so we're going to leave them in there. Let's take a look at some other consumption here. What else can we possibly improve on? Hmm. Not sure there is too much that is actually worth working on now. I think electricity was the main thing. Pretty modest production going on right now. Okay, what is next? Next is the mining prod. That's going to be slow. Can substations really do anything for us here? Yeah, okay, definitely they can. We could probably clean up a lot of these power lines of the substations. Might have to rework some circuits though, and that can be troublesome. We got a lot of circuit work going here to maintain this shipwreck as the throughput. Okay, yeah, this grid is a lot more detailed here. Look at that. It's going down. Definitely getting the most out of these accumulators right now. We're really getting the most out of essentially everything here. I would say that this factory is quite efficient, maybe 90%, which from a factory standpoint is really good. Maybe even more than 90%. We probably a little bit over that, I think. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Taco Bell, that's one thing it's guaranteed to do. It'll clean you out. That's why I prescribe to anyone who's constipated, go to Taco Bell. You won't be constipated much longer, guaranteed. That's why it's the food of the future in Demolition Man, see? Everyone eats Taco Bell because everyone's keeping regular. You don't need no doctors, you don't need no fancy medications, you don't need no surgery. All you need is a chalupa. Go get you a chalupa. Is it weird that I actually like sealing these boilers without fuel in them? It's starting to remind me of seeing the nuclear core with no fuel in it. That's like the meme. To most people who see this, they're like, "Oh, there's a problem." But to the smart engineer, if they're looking at this, they're like, "Oh, yeah, this is actually good." We're circuiting boilers, Dread. Is that extreme? I've heard of circuiting heat towers and heat exchangers and nuclear cores, but not boilers. Oh yeah, you have to kind of grapple with that, don't you? It's tough. I mean, the mental sphere, your instincts, your ancestry. It's in the bloodline. You really have to like evolve. You have to become almost a new type of being to get over some of these afflictions and limitations from the past. It's tough. I see that with a lot of the other kin. The instincts are their heart's in the right place, but the mind is not. I mean, I can say that human beings too. I know a lot of human beings, their heart's in the right place and their mind is not. Oh, we're backed up in here again. What happened? It's it's coal. We got to do something about this. I guess we're gonna have to output to the goodie box. How are we getting an excess of steel? That's surprising. I was not expecting an excess of steel. That said, I'm not complaining. Oh, I can only imagine. Wow. I am blessed to have a lot of control over my facilities now in that manner. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of mastery. Yep, that's definitely a sign of it. The aging slower. I was at the doctor last year, and the doctor was looking at my chart and said, this is how old you are? By the Gregorian calendar, I'm 45. And then he's looking in the mirror, he's like, you have so much more dark hair than I do. He was pretty gray for his age, and I think he was only 1 year younger than me. I've sensed Highlander vibes from you before, time. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm more of a Ramirez guy. Kurgan, that guy's an asshole. That's all that guy is. He's just an asshole. Well, if that's true, time, then we're destined to meet at some point, because there can be only one. Yeah, that's all that guy deserves. There's nothing good about that guy. Ramirez was right about that guy. There was another. I did have a former brother who would always talk about the eventual meeting that we were supposed to have. And talked about how if the meeting was on the mountain, then he would win. But if the meeting was on the land, then I would win. Now, I definitely have a deep connection and resonance with Gaia as a being. However, I'm not exactly tethered to her. I come and go from many places as I please. If you envy at time, then know that it's just a matter of time and it's a choice for you. I will say, leaving Gaia is not easy. It's a very emotional time. You're completely immersed in the memory of what has been the mother womb. There is something that is more out there. And I can say it's like her. There's a lot of the similar vibes there, just on the macro, if you will. Perhaps, it's because Gaia loves you so much and keeps you here and wants you to be with her. Ah, okay, yes. Remember that your fate is in some ways under your own control. At any point, at any time, you can make that choice. Exactly. We all make choices and then we live with them. Yeah, when I think of a true tether, I don't have any of those. Not that I haven't sought it. I have sought that for eternity. Something that I could call an equal, an equivalent, a true resonance, and I've yet to find it. Which is why I, vastly remain untethered. My search continues. I know in many ways I'm alone, and I'm okay with that. That's true, you know. Everyone clamors for free will and cherishes free will. Is free will really what's best for everyone? Is that really helping and benefiting and healing everyone? I don't think so. Free will is destructive for many. Right, what do we got here? 83%. We're gonna have this next level of research soon, and then I guess we're gonna go for this grub station. I want some grub stations, which means we're gonna have to be reworking some circuitry probably. Ugh. Oh wow, I didn't know it went that deep. I know so many who have traded that or more to join the undead. That's the magic of the vampires, you know. They're very powerful mentally, very entrancing. It's sad to see. It's sad to see the living transition to the undead in that way. I've also had family who have gone the same way or almost did, and I had to pull them out of it. It's true. No matter how much time, how much friendship was there, they just become as someone else to you, someone foreign, an adversary. They will. That's what they do. They will do that. They can't even help it. They can't even control it anymore. That's just what they do. There's no such thing as a dumb idea, Dread. You know that. But yes, please extrapolate. I'm not sure I fully understand, but I try. I make an effort. I am still learning, and I still have a long way to go, but I do make an effort. Well, that's fine. It's the emotions have to flow. When they have to flow, let them flow. That's part of getting to mastery, is knowing that it's time to let them go. You're thinking nukes on Fulgora, nuclear power. I could see it being viable. That's a really easy coal liquefaction, because you got heavy oil and steam. Not that you need it, you could just crack oil, but I could see it being good for getting started quickly. You just land, you drop the core, you throw them cells in it, and drop a turbine or two. As soon as you start scrapping, you're going to have ice. That's going to come in a lot. So water will be no problem. I don't think that's a dumb idea. I've considered it too, but I'm more of an accumulator guy. You know, I like everything compact. I'll just remember, time, that I'm never truly gone. The flesh is but a husk. As long as I exist in your memory, I'm eternal. You'll hear my voice. You'll know I'm there. I'm telling you now, I'm never truly gone. I cannot be taken away. Don't let Old Scratch trick you into thinking that can do that. You can't do that. I will take your warning to heart. I will heed your words, because I know exactly what you're talking about. And yes, I know that it's prevalent. It's there. It's always knocking at my door. Sourcing uranium? Well, with mods, I'm certain there's options there, Dread. Without mods, obviously, it's import, but with mods, like uranium scrap, that'd be interesting. Get some uranium ore mixed in there. That'd be a cool mod. That said, I appreciate the sentiment, Tom. I'm honored and humbled by your words. Thank you. If you try it, Dread, let me know how it works out. I want to know, because I've always thought about that. I do it on Aquilo, and I think it works wonders. I love nuclear on Aquilo. I'm never going to Aquilo without nuclear again. I don't care if I don't have cargo space for anything else but nuclear, that's what's going. Nuclear and Aquilo go hand in hand and should be a thing. Okay, what are we looking at here? 24 minutes? I'm racking my brain, chat, trying to think of how to make this more efficient. Yeah, the orbital should be no problem. I think Gred's talking about this game, Factorio. There's another planet, Fulgora. And he's entertaining using nuclear power there, which is a bit unconventional. There are lightning storms on Fulgora, and with a lightning tower collector, you can harness electricity that way. That's what most people do. But Dredd is proposing bringing nuclear power there and going with steam power. Which, again, I think that could be viable early. Then you don't have to produce as many accumulators. You don't have to produce as many lightning collectors. You'll still need the lightning collectors for the radius to protect your machines, or they'll get hit by lightning. And the coal liquefaction. I love coal liquefaction. It's one of the best technologies in this game. Or are you a little apprehensive about getting too involved with that time? That's kind of funny. If it gets too good. I mean, I surrendered to it, Fractorio. This has been my main game for years now, since Shy got me hooked on this. Okay, to make the diesel we need light oil and petroleum. There's plenty of that. There's infinite that on Fulgora, so yeah. That's another option. I see what you did there, Todd. That's very funny. And that is what they do, isn't it? Oh, okay, so yeah, you're hitting that ceiling there, or rather that pit. I get it, Dread. That happens on Fulgora. And the solution of just adding more accumulators only goes so far. At least until you get foundations. Remember, efficiency modules could also be an option for you, Dread. Just a couple of those can open up a lot. If you're not running them already. They're really good in the EM plants. And they're really easy to produce on Fulgora. Lots of circuits there. Are you going orbital, huh? Lose 12 hours? That's happened here. Dredd will testify. When I was first getting into Factorio, I think we did like a 38-hour stream once. I was almost up to 40 hours. And then I was just like, finally, I gotta go to bed. This is it. It was a long stream. I think Dredd came in like 3 or 4 times during that stream and said, go to bed. Holy crap, I didn't know he had that much Dredd. Whoa. I don't even have that much. I think I've got 6 or 7. What have you been doing with this game? Holy crap. Oh, you've got a nice ship for it. Okay. I've been feeling the urge to play the PS3 lately. I need to hook up my PS3, start playing some Diablo 3 again. I'm thinking 11K hours. Phew. People say I play too much Factorio and I stream too much Factorio. It's just a satisfying game. It's also a frustrating game, which is, that's when you know you're playing a good game, is when you're cussing at it, right? And then the satisfaction of when you fixed it. Ah, it's working. This game is very addicting, Tom. It doesn't seem like it, like if you're watching other people play it or you've heard of it. But when you start learning this game, it gets extremely addicting. It does. And I've seen posts where people, they actually do have like serious Factorio addictions. They let the game run idle for hours and hours, and they have alarm sets on their phone for when they need to check things. Hangry is into WoW. I mean, that guy's got the WoW. And he said that he's done with it a couple times too. That's so funny. Oh, I'm done playing WoW. I'm not playing that anymore. A couple months later, well, yeah, I did some WoW. Damn you, Hangry. He'll wash his hands of it and then right back in. Okay, I need to check the goodie box because we're getting a lot of coal in here now, right? Okay, we're not getting that much. We're getting a lot of bricks though. Holy shit. We already got 3,500 bricks? How did one furnace make 3,500 bricks that quick? This feels criminal, getting that much bricks. Yeah, I like watching Factorio too. I watch Dread Factorio streams, I watch others Factorio streams, it's good stuff. Always learning. And there's no real wrong way to play this game. You just play this game your way. That's how it works. Show's always like, I don't know how you guys do it. My factory's no good. Show, your factory's incredible. I've seen it, bud. Your factory works. As long as the factory works, it's incredible. That's it. Look at this factory. Most people would call this factory ridiculous, and why are you even doing it? But it's working. That's the way. That's how you play this game, is you build something that works. I've heard of it. I know others that played it. I thought it looked pretty cool. Never got into it myself. I'm mostly retro. I don't play many newer games at all, aside from Factorio. I do play Vampire Survivors. That's kind of a newer game, I guess. I've been playing Mario Party Jamboree. If I get this capture card hooked up, we might be able to get some Switch going on here. That'd be cool. I miss streaming my PS3 games. Split Second. I know Sensi likes that. I was streaming Spider-Man. Spider-Man was really fun. Diablo 3, obviously I've got a ton of stuff and content for that. Yeah, I know Satisfactory is supposed to be like that too. Satisfactory is on my watch list. I don't know that I really enjoy it though. I think, to me, the appeal of a factory game comes from this perspective here, this type of build. I definitely see how, Satisfactory is really cool and the first person and all that, but just doesn't appeal to me like this type of factory does. This feels more sim to me. This is like this feels true sim. This perspective. When you do Factorio in 5D, I think Factorio in 5D, now that would be really addicting. Because I know about some 5D stuff, and it's not often taught. It's not taught. They teach you third dimension, and then that's it. They don't teach anything beyond the third dimension, really. Yeah, let's play some 5D Factorio. Let's get this quantum array of furnaces pulsing at resonance. And then let's have them oscillating at the same resonance in an infinite fractal. And let's see what that sounds like. And let's see what that could produce. How much copper is that going to produce? I can already tell you it's going to produce a lot. It's going to produce an infinite amount. .5 GJ. Oh, nice. You've saved the day once again, Dread. You're a hero. You're the hero Fulgora. Oh, that sounds like an intricate lattice you're describing there, Dread. I'm seeing kelp knots in my eye now, my mind's eye. I'm seeing weird. I'm seeing the rune of weird. There's a mod for everything now, I tell you. No joke, there is a mod for everything. Oh, is that how you see it? Now I'm thinking of Shadowrun. In Shadowrun, the Kitsune revives Jake from the dead. As in, he literally climbs out of his tomb in the morgue, and everyone in there is spooked and like freaked out and runs out of the room. It seems that you also have the power of revival. Very interesting. Your technology is limited. I cannot enhance it further. Subspace storage. Hmm. Oh no, you said the magic word there, Dread. Subspace. Subspace emissary. I'm pretty sure Time knows about subspace. The subspatial dampening field is malfunctioning. Distracting anvil? That anvil better be made of gold or silver. Dread still got the solar madness. He has all the symptoms of the solar madness. I think you're not the only one who's sensitive to the solar energies, Time. He's been posting some things about this solar trans transmutation of energy, if you will, or transfiguration. It's madness, I tell you, it's madness. Ren and Stimpy, space madness. Yes, that wireless power transfer. Anytime I think of wireless power transfer, the first thing that comes to my mind is the pancake coil. Hype. Our weapons shoot faster now. Why ads? Back, vile ads, back. Trovo? I've never heard of Trovo. Wow. I assume that's another streaming platform? Yes, I enjoy doing that. That's what I do now with my train system. I run one train. It's a bidirectional train with one cargo wagon. And I run my roboports and power lines all along it with walls and laser turrets. I find that works really well. Oh, Steam is updating? Ah, that means we might have an issue here. Because I'm steaming right now. Stanley Steamer. I have to initiate the update, so I guess I don't have to worry about it yet. That's an awesome mod. Whoever made that mod is awesome. Anything that's quality of life like that is just awesome. Survived 6 years? Yeah, that's this is not a an easy ecosystem to survive in, the streaming platforms right now. Oh, look at this, people. We got iron ore. We have an iron ore alert here. Is it finally time to get busy and do something? It is. We got miners out. You know what? I'm just going to let those run completely out because they're almost there. Wow, that's a lot of iron. We are cooking up so much iron. Oh, the reach will match the distance. That's cool. I try to play largely without mods, but mods are definitely cool. Yeah, link them up, and then you've got like a huge surplus there, battery. We're going to speed this along. I don't know that mod, so No worries, son. See you in a bit. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and let that patch drain. These little miner setups have worked really well. And they're defensive, which is the best part. See if we can get that iron ore line saturated again. These next two researches are going to be lengthy. But we need them. Especially the mining prod. I'm just glad we're getting there at any level with this type of build. Biters are attacking. Alright folks, my food is up, so it's time for us to be cutting and running. Thank y'all for watching. It was good chatting with y'all. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time. GG.